been involved with a number of campaigns on behalf of innocent prisoners over the years. The older people here will remember, hopefully, cases like Birmingham 6, whose campaign I chaired, the Bridgewater 4. I was involved with the Tottenham 3 campaigns for a period, and various other miscarriages of justice campaigns. One of the things I've learned over 20 years being involved with trying to get innocent people out of prison is the criminal justice system hardly, if ever, puts right on mistakes of its own accord. It's absolutely vital that large numbers of people get involved supporting innocent prisoners and calling for their release, calling for justice for them. As Valérie mentioned, and as some of you who were at the Court of Appeal a few weeks ago know, Sam Hallam had his appeal against conviction rejected by the Court of Appeal on the 22nd of March. I'm possibly more used than some of the people were there to the basic dishonesty, both factual and intellectual, that the Court of Appeal applies in these cases. When it was put to the court that the most crucial identification witness against Sam Hallam had withdrawn his evidence in court and had reverted and returned to his position that he couldn't recognise the individual he'd identified, the Court of Appeal came up with the incredible ruling that his words on paper may have meant something different than people understood it in court. In other words, he was saying, I couldn't recognise the person, but he must have been winking at the jury or crossing his fingers or something, because the Court of Appeal said his words are the opposite of what they say here, mean the opposite, which is absurd. Once somebody's appeal, a convicted person's appeal, has been turned down, the only way of getting the case back into court is by way of what's called referral from a body known as the Criminal Cases Review Commission. This is a body based in Birmingham. It was set up in the wake of the Birmingham 6 case, in fact. The Commission will only refer convictions back where there is new evidence that wasn't raised at the trial and could not have been raised at the trial. At this point, I really do make an appeal that if anybody has any information regarding Sam Hallam's case, Sam Hallam's conviction, and the circumstances of that dreadful night back in October 2004, please approach somebody from the campaign, but in particular, if Mike Manders, who's at the end, who is qualified and able to arrange to take statements, but anybody wearing a campaign badge, if you have any information whatsoever, because our next first step needs to be to get information together to send to the Criminal Cases Review Commission with a view to lobbying for the Sam's conviction to be referred back to the Court of Appeal. One thing I can guarantee is if we get a good campaign, a public campaign off the ground, it will be very different at the Court of Appeal the next time. The Court of Appeal judges behave the way they did on the 22nd of March when they feel they're not being watched, when they feel there's no public attention on them. We've got to change that. We've got to make sure that the court is aware that large numbers of people, as is evidenced by the number of people here tonight, are behind Sam's case and are looking to win justice and for Sam Hallam to walk free as an innocent man.
The bones are very tight, but they'll get there. Oh. Tonight, again, I'm very impressed and very honored to be here, because it could be anyone's children and it could be any of you young people. I must say this, and I'll be trying to be very brief. When these young people came to ask me to support Sam, they were not white children, they were black kids who came and said to me, "Can you help our friend?" Why? Because he is in prison. What for? He's there because they said he committed a murder. He was not even there. Now, someone said it was a race crime. It had nothing to do with race. It was a plain case of someone setting a young boy who was not guilty. and you will understand, and you must believe this. It is the communities that are coming together that's going to free our Sam. Now, when he gave me this paper, and she is very, very shy, and she would like to thank all the people, a very special thank you, she says, to the printers, George Charalambus. Is he here tonight? Is he here tonight?
No. Grandson is.
Where is grandson?
He's out there. Yes, he's door.
Oh, we would like to thank your father for the wonderful job he's doing to help us. And the print club in Hoxton, Joanne Corden and Pat Bissett. A very special thank you again to all my postwomen. Everyone has shown Sam, myself and my family such support and such graciousness towards us and to my family and towards his grandmother, who fights ferociously for Sam. And the word is justice for Sam. When you speak to anyone at school, the wee children, say justice for Sam, because that's going to be the buzzword in this Hackney and everywhere else we can invite justice for Sam, free Sam. And
as you know, everyone knows Sam around the area and we all care about him. And anything anyone can do to get involved, whether it's like, say, chipping in pennies, doing a walk, maybe even have a night together, like any ideas, and we all got to turn up every time there's a meeting like this and tell everyone, like your schools, your work, everyone's got to be involved. And if we can do stuff like this, like sponsorships, petitions, just any ideas will help. And I'll do anything. I know each and every one of you will do the same.
Doing a lot now in a boy.
We do a sponsored raffle in the Grange where I work every Sunday and Monday. We what? Do a raffle in the Grange every Sunday and Monday. Yeah. Raffle prizes will be appreciated.
Does anyone want to see me fly out of a plane?
He says he wants a parachute jump.
Politicians are actually very lonely people. They like getting letters from people because it makes them feel very important and all this. So we've got a number of us who've been councillors dotted around, a number of us in the audience of that. So if you write to somebody you voted for, they listen to you because they want you to vote for them again. And that. So drop a line to your councillor, drop a line to your MP, and I say particularly if you don't live immediately round here, in a way it's even more important because it widens it out. And you always get replies from politicians. If you write to gas or electric or water or something, they try and throw your letter in the bin because they don't want to reply. But politicians always reply because they do want you to vote for them. And it's a way of getting it publicised. So you've got the lists and all the rest of it, and we can tell you people are not sure about the best people to write to. But just sit down and write one letter to one councillor, 2 or 3 lines, just saying what are you doing about the Sam Hallam campaign. Because if they don't know, they're going to go and find out for you and that. So keep that type of pressure.
Can we put it in the hat and show Mummy?